LinkedIn is a tremendous resource for a job search, but you need to do more than just have a great profile. The most important thing is to do active networking on LinkedIn. Now, I'm going to show you how to do all of these things in this video. Let's get started. Active networking on LinkedIn is a great way to begin conversations with individuals who may be able to help you take the next step in your career. Now, I have a whole video about how to track down hiring managers that might have open positions and talk to them about how your skill sets might be a fit for what they're looking for. Now, this can be used if you're running an active job search, or even if you're just interested in finding out more about what other open positions are out there. Active networking allows you to begin conversations with individuals about how you can take the next step in your career, and at the same time directs them back to your LinkedIn profile so they can see more about your skill sets and experience. So this really puts importance back on that LinkedIn profile to stand out. And there are a few simple ways to do this. Now, the first thing is to be very concise in what you say. Hiring managers, recruiters, just individuals in general don't have a lot of time to sift through a lot of information on a LinkedIn profile. What you get is probably 2 to 3 sentences to hook somebody when they first visit your profile. So what I really suggest is to focus on saying what really matters. Focus your work experience on the projects that have made the biggest impact at work, and make sure that those really stand out by not putting other details to get in the way of finding that information. The other thing that will really help your profile stand out is to be quantitative in the information that you share. Make sure you're answering questions around what the scope of your projects looked like. What was the value that you added, either in terms of dollar amounts or hours saved? If you manage a team of individuals, don't just say that you manage a team, say how large it is and what exactly it is that you direct them on, so that people get an idea of what the scope of that work looks like. The other question is, how much time? What is the cycle like for these projects that you work on? Individuals want to know if you worked on something for a year or for a month. Make sure that you're describing exactly what that looks like when you list out these important projects on your LinkedIn profile. I think that there's a lot of hesitation to quantify your work on your LinkedIn profile and on your resume, because oftentimes you can feel like maybe what I'm doing isn't going to be at the right size for what this new position is looking for. But it's better to have a chance to hook someone's interest by giving them the information that they're looking for, rather than to hide the information and not have it available at all. The other thing that you can do to make sure that your profile stands out is to focus on your most recent work experience. That's what's going to be the most relevant. Most individuals aren't going to read past that unless they find what they're really interested in, that initial work experience to begin with. The most important thing is going to be your job title. Make sure it conforms with industry standards. Don't be creative about what it is you do in that first job title, so that people, when they're searching for you, can find you, and also so when they initially read that job title, they're very clear about what it is that you do and what your function is. LinkedIn can also be a great tool for research. Now, if you want to understand what skill sets stand out for advancement within your function, you can look at other individuals who have come from your background and moved forward. If you're looking to make a career change, this is the best place to go and look at how do people from your job function then make a transition into the function that you'd like to move into. And you can reach out to those individuals and have conversations with them about what that's been like. In fact, you can target hiring managers that have a similar background to your own, and you're going to find that you have much more success, making a transition in functions when you do something like that. You can use LinkedIn to do things like research whether or not an MBA might be helpful for advancement within your function. You can look at exactly what numbers there are for individuals that have advanced, with a background similar to your own, without that MBA. You can also research just individual skill sets. If you're thinking of taking a course and picking up, a skill set to add in addition to what you already know, you can look at, what successful people in your industry and your function have added and tend to stand out, in terms of moving forward with that type of skill set. LinkedIn really allows you to dig into what types of skill sets and experience have made individuals successful as they move through their career. Using LinkedIn to start these conversations can make it a much more productive tool. And that means that you need to have that, standout profile. With just these few simple things, you can really make LinkedIn do more work for you. I've seen that, LinkedIn is proven to be much more successful than just doing online applications alone. That's all for this video. You can put any questions in the comment section below. And as always, you can find more help for your job search at nextstepjobsearch.com.